Hey guys, it's the Producers Part 2, and I just got back from seeing Man of Steel. This might possibly be one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. And let me give you a few reasons why. It clearly gave a very interesting view to how Superman was brought up. In the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, we were all told that Jor-El and his wife are sacrificing their son so that he may live even though their planet's dying so they can carry on his race. Well, in the movie, they show General Zod being one of the main characters in this, that Zod wants what Jor-El has given to Kal-El, which is the, I can't remember the name of it, but it allows the creation of new Kryptonians, which will preserve the Krypton race. It is embedded within Superman, and of course he is sent to planet Earth, where he is raised by his Kansas mother and father when he crash lands in Smallville. It really emphasizes General Zod's purpose, and in a way I almost kind of felt bad for him. And he was evil, don't get me wrong, the guy was an absolute evil guy, but really was just trying to keep the preservation of his race intact so Krypton could survive. But he is evil in the sense that he would kill anybody at any cost. It doesn't matter who they are. He will eliminate any race so his race survives, which is the whole plot of the movie, which was a phenomenal plot, by the way, and great action scenes with it too. Phenomenal CGI. I was actually very impressed with the computer graphics. It looked almost real, the way buildings were being destructed, the way the aliens were fighting against the humans, and I liked the way that they thought that Superman was not a good guy. They actually thought he was a bad guy. In several scenes, he gets shot up actually by the U.S. Army, although they don't really do any damage to him. But he's almost seen as a bad guy, and he's actually turned over to General Zod by the U.S. Army and by the Department of Defense as a sacrifice to from Earth to Zod. That way, Earth will stay safe. But as you know, Zod has bigger plans in mind, and that is to basically create a new Kryptonian, or a new Krypton on planet Earth. And that is the biggest premise of the movie. Phenomenal scenes in this, outstanding acting. Russell Crowe's Jor-El was phenomenal. I was blown away by his performance. I was absolutely stunned by the way he played. He looked, I mean, he wasn't Marlon Brando, but he was better, I think, than Marlon Brando. And I was very impressed with the way he acted. I thought he played a phenomenal job as Superman's father. As Superman's human father, Kevin Costner makes a special appearance, and he did a very good job too. And there's actually a special twist on his death compared to the 70s movie with Christopher Reeve when his Earth dad passes away. But it's the same principle that Superman could not save his father, and that's one of the biggest plots of the point of him, becoming who he is. But the interesting part about the Superman movie, the Man of Steel, was showing how Superman had to go from here to there to all over the United States, to become somebody. He had to work like 10 different jobs. He was first working on a boat on a Bering Strait gathering tuna, and then he helped save people on an oil rig that was exploding. And then he left there, became a bartender, and he even hitchhiked along the way just to get to where he was going. So he had to be human in order to finally be who he was born to be. And when he finally creates and finally enters the Fortress of Solitude, which actually is already in planet Earth, which has been there for about 18,000 years according to the movie, he now has his center where he can think and relax and communicate with his father, who displays messages with him through a special type of Kryptonian AI. But overall, a phenomenal movie. I love the action. I love the acting. I thought all the actors and the actresses were phenomenal. Lawrence Fishburne was Perry, head of Deadly Planet. I thought that was a great add-on. I thought he did a great job. I'm not really familiar with the name of the guy who did General Zod, who played General Zod. I can't remember his name, but he did a phenomenal job as Zod, and it was really good to see those characters brought back, especially after Superman 2. And they were bigger and badder than ever. There's a lot of great action scenes. You're going to get a lot of great action scenes with this movie. A phenomenal plot. A great ending scene with Superman and Zod. And it really shows the inner struggle that Superman has to go through as both a Kryptonian and a defender of the human race, that he knows that no matter what, his enemies will attack those that he loves, and that is the people of Earth, because in the DC world, he is a protector of this planet. And I love the way they stressed out his human emotions and how he really has a connection to not just the United States, but the people all over the world. And I thought it was a very well put together film by Christopher Nolan. I thought he did a fantastic job. of redeeming himself after that horrible Superman Returns. This was by far one of his best films. It is by far one of the best DC movies ever made, and it is probably by far one of the best superhero movies ever made. So I encourage you to see Man of Steel. It is a phenomenal piece of superhero artwork, and let me tell you, if you love the Avengers, you're going to love this. So I highly recommend it. Doesn't matter if it's $4 to see it or $9. See this movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. And I honestly give it 10 out of 10 stars. It completely surpassed my expectations. So leave your comments, thoughts, and reviews below what you thought of it. And let me know if you feel the same that I did. Because I think this movie was honestly one of the best superhero movies ever made. So have a good night, everybody. Enjoy Man of Steel. It is definitely one of this summer's best blockbusters.